So here's a question to take it back to cost too. We'll get to basement first, and then I want to ask about pop top as well. So let's say I'm going to spend about $65,000 on a basement remodel. What's the most common way to finance that, or do people just pay cash most of the time? I mean, who's got that kind of cash? But you know, it's a good question.
Yeah. Well, obviously there's two vehicles to do that. Other than the owner financing, cash pulled out of an account. Maybe they've liquidated one of their investment vehicles to pull some cash out. Maybe they just have a good pile of cash in their checking account that's burning a hole in their pocket. The other main, I'd say, source would be through pulling some equity out of the home using a home equity line of credit. A few years back, they were very, very difficult to get, except for the very, very most well qualified. It's easier to get access to money now. Equity in homes, I think, has rebounded quite a bit. So the home equity lines of credit is a way to borrow 20 or 30 or 50,000 cash sometimes. Utilize it on a 10-year kind of payback. And then there's the construction loan route, which is a much bigger way to go. It almost entails sort of a refinance with the house. And you know, if you're spending 65, 80, or sometimes our projects can go over 100,000. If you're going to put that kind of money investment into a big house, that you're going to probably want to wrap it all up into a mortgage and pay that off over a normal mortgage note, 30 or 25 or 20 or 15-year type note. So some of our clients will do a refinance, a structural loan or a construction loan into a refinance, streamline.
So that sounds like that's more for the bigger projects, like if I'm going to completely remodel, like anything over like 200,000 or something like that, you really should go in that last route that you were speaking about. And
once we get into those large projects, that's exactly right. Yeah, that most of our clients at that point are borrowing into a construction loan through a national bank. We have 3 or 4 referrals here that we can, pretty consistently send our clients to discuss with them what the different loan arrangements and packages are. It's always nice to talk to 1 or 2 banks to get an idea of what their programs are, what the cost of borrowing money is. Some are better than others. There's a few that we've got preference. I'm sure every city's got their own. Just doing research with your builder, doing research by calling around is always the best way to find out who's got the best programs to borrow that kind of money.
I think that's consistent advice you're giving us across the board, is that just to check into everything. So talk to a couple of different people, everything from the way the project's going to look, how it starts, what you're going to do, right? I mean, if you have if it's a certain part of town and you can only build so high, I know that's a big deal, certainly in these historic neighborhoods, as we mentioned, Highlands, where there's only there's a height restriction type of thing. And then, of course, on financing, right? Talk to as many people as you can. I know it probably gets overwhelming, but it's better in the long run to be a little overwhelmed and be very informed.
It's a great time. Yeah, great opportunity to talk to multiple at each point. And with the banks, you're looking for just a good loan package that you're going to be comfortable with, because you'll be living with it for quite a long time. So I'd say borrow as little as you can, but sometimes the truth is it makes sense, especially with interest rates staying very, very low, to borrow more money now than if the interest rates start heading back north of 6 and 7 and 8 again.